The Flamingo exercise is basically standing on one leg, but I'm trying to do it with tensegrity, a combination of tension and integrity. Integrity means alignment. You've got to get the perfect alignment, or the best alignment you can get through the spine and through the whole body structure. And of course now on one leg you're trying to shift it to one side, take it through one leg. But here, to feel it first of all in the horse riding stance, toes slightly apart, starting to bend the knees, but when you bend the knees I'm levering forward, projecting the hips backwards. You see, holding the belly in but still got an arch in the spine, a slight anterior pelvic tilt. And I'm going up and down by levering at the hips, the hip joint, and I call this the cantilever effect. The lower you go down, the more you have to project the hips backwards. You're actually stretching the ligaments in the joint and you're holding your body weight on that. It's much more efficient. Now trying the same thing going side to side. So what you've got to do is sink into one hip. Imagine there's a chair behind you, a stool, and you're trying to sit down on it on one side only. So you're shifting your weight to the side but projecting that hip backwards like you're sitting on a chair. Still maintaining the neutral spine, shoulders up and back a little bit, rib cage up and back a little bit, belly pulled in, holding even the obliques tight. There's a slight tension around the waist. This is to support the lumbar spine. But now you're taking your body weight into the hips, not the spine. It's actually more than that. It's also going down to the ankle. You see, the knee goes over the toes. That stretches the ankle. But you don't want to overstretch the knee, you want to move it into the hips. So at the same time you project the hip backwards. And now in particular one hip. And once you can feel this alignment, your body weight, the center line goes down through one leg, then naturally and easily you can start to lift up the other leg. You see, only doing it very slowly, very carefully when you can feel the alignment. Your whole body weight shifts to the side, stretches into the hip joint, the knee is bent, the ankle is stretched. You can feel this stretch down the leg, and even stretch the ankle, the knee and the hip. And this I also call the concertina effect. I'll leave links below to the two videos that I talk about this. But here what you're trying to do is feel it on one leg only. And in between I always do this twisting left and right, arm swinging exercise. Relaxed arms, just loosening up the spine, loosening up the hips and trying to find the alignment. So once more again you find the alignment in the middle, the neutral stance, then shifting to one side, feeling it, your body weight go into one hip only. And once you can feel it, then slowly let the other leg rise up off the floor. See, I'm still trying to keep a vertical spine. Vertical spine over. Now if I lean a little bit, now you can see I'm leaning a little bit to the side. This helps you to shift the body weight over. So you can also experiment with this. You're trying to feel your body weight, the center line, get that balance. See, look, I'm leaning a little bit to the side, and then the other leg just rises off the floor, naturally and easily. You're not working to lift the leg, it all comes from the alignment itself, leaning to the side. But here, what I'm actually trying to do is not so much lean. See, there's the lean. I'm leaning right to the side, but if I lean to the side, if I fall over, all I got to do is hop. So I'm trying to demonstrate this here. You see, there's a fear of going that way because you think you're going to fall. But just let yourself hop. You see, don't be afraid to move the leg. If you hop with the standing leg, you always keep your balance. It's not static, but slowly here, look, sitting down into a chair, projecting the hip, sinking your body weight that way, but still keeping a vertical spine. Again, still the natural S-curve in the spine, but when your weight shifts over, the other leg naturally can rise up. Sitting into a chair, see, it's easy. I'm creating a tensegrity, a stretch through the ligaments in the leg, the hip joint itself. And also this is key to balance. You see, look at the mobility in the hip. If I move the hip around in the socket, you see side to side, left and right, in and out, what I'm actually doing is moving the bone in the pelvis. The leg bone is moving in the pelvis, and so I'm controlling my balance here, wobbling about, by letting the hip joint itself move. Okay, it's quite tricky. You've got to practice, see, mobility in the hip joint itself. If you can control this, you're controlling the ligaments and you can keep your balance much more efficiently. And this is required in martial arts because this is powerful. It's a spring-loaded effect. You can use this for kicking as well as keeping a balance when you get moved about everywhere. So now we're moving closer to the exercise, shifting your body weight, sinking down, lifting the other leg up. But even the leg that you're lifting up, let the hip project backwards. Both hips are projecting slightly backwards. You're pulling them in from the groin, from the lower belly. This is the psoas muscle. Also, when you try to project your hips backwards and arch back in your spine, lifting your leg up, this activates the psoas muscle. So this is all about the psoas muscle, which we don't normally use. It's not so much the thigh muscle, the knee, it's the hip joint and the psoas muscle and the control of the spine itself. You've got to get the center line through the spine all the way down one hip into one leg. Once you've got that, you can lift up the other leg. Now you stand up tall. Once you've got the alignment, straighten up the leg. So this is the full exercise. Sink into one leg, knee bent, and then straighten up tall for a second, and then put the other leg down. Sink into the horse riding stance, shift your weight to the side, then squeeze the glutes. You see your hip joint is working. You're sinking into the hip joint, keeping the neutral spine. There's a stretch in the hip joint, but in order to control it, there's a tension. Squeeze the glutes, which means you're pushing the pelvis forward to straighten up the leg. But at the same time, you're trying to maintain this alignment through the spine. You've got to feel it. You're feeling the center line go all the way through the body on one leg only. So you're feeling it from the center in the horse riding stance, then shifting to the side, feeling it on one leg. Once you can feel this center line, you push down through the center line to straighten up your leg. Again, it's a feeling in your body. You've got to feel the energy. There's an energy inside, and well, it's physical. You're feeling your weight, your body weight, and you can feel the alignment of your body weight go through this line in one leg down to the ground. Even rise up a little bit onto the tippy toes. Okay, you need a stronger leg, but now you can see how this becomes martial arts of just moving about. Once you can feel the control of the center line in one hip and create this tensegrity, this stretch through the leg, you can extend it straight, which is what we're doing. Even here with the kick, it's the same thing. Here I'm just kicking into the ground through the center line. It's exactly the same as kicking into another person through this same center line. You literally feel it in the body. That's why this training has got to be slow and careful. It's internal feeling, internal structure, and isometric stretching tension. So I hope this made sense. Please do leave me any questions or comments, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.